Hi, my name is Tim, and this is Timberway Designs. In this series of videos, I take 10 common beach rocks that anybody can find, and I take them on my saw downstairs and I cut them in half so we can look and see what's inside. You'd be really surprised what's lurking inside some of these rocks. So after I cut these rocks in half, I'll take a slice out of each rock and I'll make a cabochon, and then I'll show that on the next video. Like this video here, this is episode 11. I got the cabochons from episode 10, and we'll see those at the end of this video here. So stick around for that. So let's take a closer look at these 10 rocks I got here. So this is the rocks for episode 11 that we're going to cut in half on the saw. So let's take a closer look at them in no particular order. We'll start with this one here. This one here is a piece of epidote, I believe, and it's got some quartz going on in it. And let's get it wet. See why I picked it up. It's got a pretty green going on it. It's got some streaks of quartz going through there, and I think that'll make an interesting cut. A little mica here, I think. All right, this is a big honking piece of quartz with feldspar, very beach worn. I think this is gorgeous. The beach worn, you know, it's probably not going to sparkle, but when we cut it and make a cabochon out of it, I think you'll be surprised. This here is a piece of gneiss. Actually, it's probably a piece of granitic gneiss. Then I change it up a little bit and get some of this. I usually never pick this up, but I did a cabochon not too long ago with it, and it turned out fairly well. So we'll slice this guy open. This is a piece of amygdaloidal basalt, and it had some stuff going on there. And I love picking these up because there is so much thing going on, you know, it's got some quartz going there, and it's always interesting to slice these open and see what's inside of them. This one here, I believe, is a chunk of granite with a lot of mica. I've been trying to pick up the mica ones because I wanted some dark granite, and I think this is it right here. This ought to shine up and make a beautiful cab. Okay. I believe this is a piece of quartzite because of the way the grain looks. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% positive on this one. And it just, when it was wet, when I saw it rolling around on the beach, I couldn't leave it. I had to pick it up. This is another chunk of amygdaloidal. I've done some of these before, where it's got the inclusions that kind of look like agates trying to form, and sometimes there can be some very pretty stuff on the inside of these. This is another amygdaloidal with a stripe running through it. Kind of hoping it's nice and solid, so when we make a cabochon out of it, it'll make a striking looking one. Got a nice chunk of banded ironstone with big gob of quartz on the bottom. I hate to beat the banded ironstone to death, but this stuff is just beautiful, and I just can't get enough of it. So I'm hoping there's not a lot of fractures and stuff in here. I think it'll make a cool looking cab. And this one here, I thought maybe granite, but now I'm kind of leaning towards diabase because it's got little sparkles in there. Might be hard to see on here, and then it's got some inclusions. It's got a chunk of feldspar. And I think that's feldspar too. So we're going to cut that open and see what it's like on the inside. So there's this week's rocks, and we'll take them downstairs and we'll cut each one and check them out. Welcome to my high-tech 10-inch slab saw. It's got a sintered diamond blade which is absolutely not sharp. I'm rubbing my hand on it right now, and it don't even cut the glove. This is a nitro glove. The other questions I get a lot is sharpening it. Actually, the proper word for this is dressing it, because you're not putting a sharp edge on here. All you're doing is wearing away some of the metal to expose more diamonds. So what I use is an old coarse grinding disc. As you can see, I use it quite a bit. And I just pass it through 3 times. Actually, I'll give you a demo before we start cutting these rocks. Another way people sharpen it is you take a file like this, and you take the edge of the file and you peen the blade like that and go all the way around. I don't like doing that. It don't hurt the blade, but it takes forever to do that, where I can just slide a grinding wheel through it 3 times. Another method is you can buy these dressing sticks. They're, I don't know, they're like little square porcelain or whatever, and you just run it through there. Well, those are kind of expensive and they're kind of small. They don't last very long. I've never bought any, but I've seen them used on YouTube. And the other thing you can do is you can buy a patio block and cut through a patio block a couple times, and that's supposed to dress the blade, but the grinding wheel does the same thing. So let's get set up here and start cutting. All right, first I got this chunk of gabbro, nice, and I think what I'm going to do is, there's a little quartz right here. I'm going to take this edge off right here. I'm not going to cut down the middle, because if this looks good on the inside, I can slab this up. So here we go. Alright, see what kind of pattern we got going in here. Alright, looks about like the outside, but got a little color in there. Okay, next we got this amygdaloidal, these little agate looking spots on them. I'm just going to take that right down the center. Hey, let's hope there's a big superior agate in the center of this. Nope. I'll have to work on something on the side here. Well, it don't look too bad. It's kind of, except for these colored patches here, it's kind of blah. Okay, got this granite. Lots of mica in it. Now I'm going to take it down the center too. I'm hoping it's kind of like this on the inside, because I think it'll make a real beautiful cap. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. I think I can make something nice out of that. Alright, now we got this amygdaloidal. And I like this right here, so I'm probably going to take it down the edge right here. Alright, I'm kind of excited to see what's in this one. Ready? Ooh, I'm liking that. Kind of broke up a little bit, old fractures, but I think that's doable. Nice green. Yep. Alright, we got this big guy here. I'm thinking I'm going to take this end off right here. Alright, let's see what this has to offer us. Oh, I like that. That's a really nice pattern in there. Alright. Now we got this, I think I called it diabase. Trying to think. I'm going to go at it. I'm going to go at it just like this because I want to cut through this quartz here and I want to kind of get close to this chunk of whatever feldspar, I think. Alright, let's see how he did. Now, I might cut this again for the cabochon, but we're going to leave it at that right now. Alright, this is the one I'm really interested in. It's really hard to find the bright red jaspers like this. So I'm going to take it and take this end off right here because I want to see what all this looks like. Alright, I hope you're as excited to see the inside of this thing as I am. Here we go. Man, that is nice. That is a nice, come on, that is a nice bright red. I like that, plus the quartz. Okay, we got this, I'm calling quartzite. Thinking, I'm just going to take it down this side right here. All right, here we go. It's got some pattern, some black stuff going on, kind of pinkish. Okay. Alright, we've got this little stripey guy here. I'm going to take him just right down the side just like that. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright. Kind of what I expected. See a chunk fell out of the bottom down here. And last, got this piece of Ep11. Thinking I'm going to take off. Hard decision here. I'm going to take it down this side here. Alright, last one. Yeah, it's got some nice crystal pockets, a little depth to it. That ought to make an interesting piece. So, we're going to go over these upstairs one at a time, take a closer look at them, and I'll see you upstairs. We just got upstairs from the saw, got a bag of rocks here. Let's take a look at them. And here are the freshly cut rocks for episode 11. I'm not going to lie to you. I think some of them are kind of duddish, but you know, you never know until you cut them open. So let's take a look at them in no particular order here. So this is this piece of nice. I'm going to rinse the crumbs off. It's got a nice strong pattern. I thought maybe there'd be more of this in there. And I didn't cut into this. I probably should have took it down this side here, but I like the patterns, the cross patterns like that when I'm doing something with it. And there is a little color in there. So this is kind of thin. So what I'll do is I'll take a slice off, either here or someplace else for the cabochon. But I don't know. It's okay. But it shines up really nice. So it'll make a pretty cabochon. This one here I'm kind of excited about. Because generally you don't find the bright red stuff like this, or it's all busted up into pieces about the size of my thumbnail. But it's got some really good color going on into it. And I'm really kind of excited, you know, especially up in here. I think that'll make a really good looking cab. So I'm not going to complain. This is probably my favorite going into it. So, and this big guy here, picked it up, and I like all the detail and everything, and it's got a lot of detail on the inside. So this one will probably get slabbed up and bagged, and I'll be making cabs out of it for quite a while. They get quartz and a lot of feldspar. So yeah, I like it. All right, this is the Ep11 with the quartz in it. And the quartz can vary a lot, and it can go in deep or just lay on the surface. And this stuff, it's in there, but it's not in there. And I can't, there's a little bit there, but, and generally the cabochons come out pretty well on this, but this one's gonna, I'll try to get into this quartz up on top here. We'll see what we end up with. Now I'm going to stick with the diabase on this because I think it can get inclusions like this feldspar and this quartz here. I was kind of hoping the quartz went in a little deeper, but it did not. And, the color looks kind of cool and everything. And I don't know if I'm going to go back and cut this in here, but this looks pretty fractured up, this piece here. So I'll have to think about it. But we will make a cabochon out of it. I've been trying to pick up granite that's got more mica in it, i.e. Black granite, and this is definitely a piece of black granite. So I like the darkness. I wish, God, get this thing to focus. I wish there was more color in it, just instead of the creamy color. There's a little bit of orange up on top here, but I think that with the lot of black mica and the spotting in there, the cabochon might be a little striking on this one. So this one here I was calling quartzite, but it just might be a hunk of quartz too. They had some crazy looking colors on the outside. That's probably why I picked it up. And it's got a kind of a black streaky line thing going in there, so I might be able to do something here, but it's also got a lot of fractures in it. So I'll try to work around that, see what I can come up with. And it's got a little pinkish red hue going on in there. So this piece of migdaloidal, thought it was quartz, but it's prehnite because I can see the copper sparkling in it. I don't know if I can get it to, yeah, you can see all the copper. That's copper right there. That's sparkling on the left. That's pure copper. So this is prehnite. There's a little epidote in there, and then I believe the host rock is basalt. Yeah, you can see the copper on this side too. There's a couple big chunks in there. So I will make a good cabochon out of this one here. So this is a migdaloidal, and it had some agate-looking qualities on the outside there. And it didn't penetrate as far as I wanted to, but I think I can work with that. But it looks like it, yeah, there's a hole in there. And yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. It might be touch and go on this one. But we'll make a cab out of this. And this one here, I might cut this again because this piece, I might be able to work with that. And it's kind of what I expected. It had a line of quartz through it in a hunk of basalt. It had a little quartz on the edge here, but I don't know. Thought I'd try it. Maybe it would be a little more interesting on the inside. It's okay. There you have it, the 10 rocks for episode 11. We'll be making cabochons out of each one of these rocks. So now I got the rocks from episode 10 with their cabochons, and we'll be taking a look at them next. Okay, I swapped out the rocks we cut, and these are the rocks that were cut in episode 10. And I made cabochons out of them, And this is the order they're cutting in. This is the first rock, and this is the last rock. So let's look at the first rock here. This is a piece of yellow quartz. Had some mica inclusions in it. Had a nice pattern going in there. And this is the cabochon. Got a really good shine. Even that shined up well. There's the back. There's the front. Now I made this into a natural shape. I basically kind of tried to follow the shape of that because I've been getting some requests from people looking for natural shaped cabochons with no bales or findings on them. Yeah, I was kind of impressed with that. That looked pretty good. So there's the cabochon. There's the other half. So this is that piece of quartz that had the green running through it, kind of like dendrites, I call them. And I thought, you know, it had a little pinkish stuff going on here, but made a cabochon out of it. And it is really sharp. It's got a couple little flaws in it, but that happens with rocks that's been getting beat up on the lake shore like that. But I got it. I think I hit it just right and got a good representation of the green stripe in there. And it's got a little pink tinge to it. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting or not. Got a really shiny finish on it. Really impressed with that. Quartz usually get a good shiny finish. There's the back. You can see that flaw right there. There's the front. And there is the rock. All right, this one here. It's got some weight to it because it's got a lot of hematite in it. And there's where I cut it. That's what it looked like when I picked it up. And it made an absolutely beautiful cabochon, in my opinion. A little dark, but got nice stripes of hematite. Got a little bit of red jasper running through there. I think that is just awfully gorgeous. So I'll be making more out of this rock here. So there's the rock. And there's the cabochon. So this one here, piece of amygdaloidal, had some quartz in it. Kind of a conglomerate because it was all busted up and looked like it just got glued back together. And here's the cabochon. Okay shine, but there's a lot of pitting and little holes and stuff that you can see there. And the quartz shined up really good. The host rock, okay. And there's the back right there. You get a good representation of the all the pieces and stuff. I probably won't sell this one on Etsy. Just a little below my quality standards here. And there's the two together right there. All right, this was an awesome piece of unakite. Had nice streaking through there. You can see it all on the outside there, nice and smooth. So here's the cabochon I made out of it. Now it's got a lot of little micro fractures in it from where the stuff got squeezed together and it didn't quite fill the crack. So it kind of kills the shine just a little bit, but I think overall the beauty of this thing is awesome. Now I'm probably going to make some more cabochons, but I'm going to go a little bigger. This I probably should have made the next size up from this. But yeah, unakite never disappoints. So there's the cabochon and there's the original rock. All right, next we had this piece of banded ironstone with a chunk of quartz running through it. The only problem I had with this is the quartz had holes in it. So I used the other side. We had little hematite stuff. So I had to go cut a skinny one like this because I was trying to avoid cracks and stuff. I got a good representation. You can see the hematite really good in there and the quartz. And it shined up pretty nice. It got a little inclusion right along here. You can kind of see that I didn't go deep enough. But if I kept chasing that, I would have had nothing left. So I got to have something to show you guys the following week after I cut these in half. So there's the cabochon, and there's the host rock. Now Now this piece of quartz, I believe, had red streaks of jasper through it. And it had a lot of fractures in it, so I had to kind of poke around in here. But some of these, you cut them open and they're just fantastic on the inside. And this one wasn't too bad. It had a couple nice little lines in here. So it really dictated the size of the cabochon I could make. But I thought it'd come out pretty good. Got a really nice shine on it. Got a nice big red streak running through the middle there. And here's the back. There's the front. Not bad, I don't think. Not a super duper watery shine, but it's still it's good enough for me. And there they are together. Okay, I had this piece of amygdaloidal quartz, I believe, and it had this green stuff in there. Let's see what I have written down there. I could probably do a scratch test on this, or maybe I did. And if you can scratch it with a knife, it's calcite. If you can't scratch it with a knife, the white stuff here, it's quartz. So here's a cabochon. Made this carry cut here. Shine's okay. The only problem I had was that about a 1/4 inch of the tip broke off when I was processing it, so I had to shorten it and try to recover from that because I only had half a rock to work with. But I think I did pretty good. So there's your half and the cabochon I made. All right, this one here, I think probably should have called this Unikite because it's got all the Unikite ingredients in it. Although I didn't know it had this much epidote in there. I saw a little bit on the outside, but I didn't think it ran through there. But it made an absolutely stunning cabochon. Did a little barrel cut with it. Got a little streak of epidote running through there, and you got a little epidote up on top. There's the back. Got epidote back there. So I should probably have called this Unikite instead of granite. So there's your cabochon. And there's the other half. Finally, cut number 10 here is a piece of granite. Got a little mica, a little quartz, feldspar, and kind of ran through there, and it made a nice smooth cut. There's no dents or pockets or anything in there, and the cabochon didn't come out half bad, I don't think. Got a nice shine on it. Got a few micro fractures in there. But I don't know. If you look at this thing from a distance, I think it'll look just fine. So there's the stone, and there is the cabochon. So there are the 10 rocks from episode 10, and I made cabochons out of. The rocks we just cut today for episode 11, you'll see the cabochons for those in episode 12. Because I'd love to put the rocks in from the episode I cut them, but I just can't do it. I don't have the time for that because it takes a little bit to crank out 10 cabochons. So, well, thanks for watching me take 10 common beach rocks that anybody can find, and I cut them in half and I share them with you. Used to just cut them in half and go, yeah, good, not good, throw them in a bucket or move on and make cabochons out of. And then I take the 10 beach rocks from the previous episode that I cut in half. I make cabochons out of them to show you viewers out there that I actually do something with these rocks. And I just cut them in half and throw them out in the landscaping. But if they don't meet the grade that I want, they do go in landscaping. But then if they're good, I'll slab them up and I'll make more cabochons out of them. So all these cabochons I showed you and all the other ones will end up on the Etsy page, and I'll link below down in the description. And then the 10 rocks I cut today, I'll make cabochons out of them, and you can see them on episode 12. Make sure I get this right. Don't want to confuse anybody. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I really want to thank my subscribers out there. You guys are kind of make this whole thing roll. It just makes me feel so good that enough people will subscribe to watch this content. I hope you're getting something out of it, educational or entertainment or whatever, it don't matter. And then If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. There's a button down here. Click on that, subscribe, and then slide over and give me a thumbs up. That gets the analytics out there so more people can find this content. And then you can ring the bell if you want, or share. That's up to you guys. But you should, if you're subscribed, you'll see this content anyways. So I appreciate you watching. That's all I got, and I'll catch you later.